Today I fucked up by ruining my husband's relationship with milk. Today I fucked up by making my husband realize his relationship with milk has been a lie. Husband and I are back in his hometown for the holidays. I proposed his brothers, mom, and us all go to lunch, and we did such. We're all laughing and shit talking before the food comes out. We tell the family about the crazy land of Florida where they sell alcoholic milkshakes on the street. We got talking about dairy. I mention how my husband always gets farty whenever he has ice cream and sometimes cheese. It's not terrible, but I tolerate it because I love my husband. That was it. This is what broke my husband. His mom said to him, "Yeah, you're lactose intolerant. Until you turned 4, you would vomit after drinking whole milk. I would start giving you soy milk and just convinced you it was regular milk. That's why you got to drink from your own special cartoon growing up." Bells just start going off. His facial expression just went blank. He was kind blown. It was always something he suspected, but something he widely blew off. This man is more stubborn than a goddamn mule. I cook with so much dairy, from ice cream shakes to double cream fettuccine noodles. That was a rough night, to eating yogurt sauce with Indian curries to just about anything dairy. I love cooking, and my husband loves eating. This man is 24 and didn't know he is intolerant towards milk. His mom and brothers started dying, confessing how much my husband's fart smells when he eats dairy. My husband still stood in shock. His mom just assumed he realized it with age, but that was wrong. My husband served in the military. When he was in boot camp, he was uncontrollably farty. So much, that his drill instructor made him breathe in his own fart as a lesson to get him to stop. This was a joke. He always felt bad for his bunkmate who got so many whiffs of his farts that came about his deep sleep. My husband had no clue why he always farted. It finally clicked in him. It was all the dairy in boot camp from milk and yogurt. Update, he still will continue normal consumption with dairy. He's a bit salty about finding out. Only one suffering is me. Oh, the things we milk for love. TL, doctor, husband hangs out with family and finds out after 24 years that he is lactose intolerant. I don't see how this is your FU when your husband was the one who never realized how his own body processes things. Or the mother for never telling him. Well, at least he does not get the runs. That is seriously annoying, that every time you eat something with dairy in it, you are basically taking laxatives. Also, since he enjoys ice cream, he can take some lactase enzyme pills to help keep that stomach in check. Better to not eat dairy, but not eating ice cream would be hell. You should do the special carton thing just to mess with him. I called him a soy boy and he got annoyed with me. Smiley face. Then I recommend we just go all vegan, no milk, no animal product, and he punched me, ha 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 ha. But yes, I will go out my way to make lactose intolerant friendly recipes and rejoice in a good smelling bedroom again. There are lactase chewable tablets that help with that. Source, am lactose intolerant. Just have him pop an enzyme pill before dairy. Works like a charm. No more farts. Geez, love really is blind. BC, I would not be able to put up with that. Congrats on your strong relationship. I envy you. Today I fucked up by suggesting to my family that our Christmas Day Zoom video call should be clothing optional. Because of COVID, none of my family are getting together for Christmas this year. We were all talking on WhatsApp about scheduling a Zoom video call and opening presents together virtually, and the conversation shifted to dress code and whether we should dress up or be in our PJs. All of us are pet people. Literally every single member of my family has at least one dog or cat, and we started joking around about whether our pets should be dressed up or not. I had been flipping back and forth between my WhatsApp and other apps and didn't realize that the conversation had shifted back to dress code for the humans and typed it should be clothing optional, meaning, of course, that we shouldn't have to dress our pets up. I noticed it had been a while since anyone responded and went back to the app. When I realized what I had done and was able to explain that I meant the pets should be clothing optional, not humans. But oops, too long didn't read, accidentally told my family we shouldn't wear any clothes on our Zoom call when I was actually talking about the pets. Your family sounds like them uptight northerners. At my work we often get notifications but someone particularly important is coming into the office and that we need to dress nicely in business attire for that particular day. Ordinarily, because the office is in California, we dress rather in a relaxed fashion. However, I work at home on the East Coast, so sometimes when I see these notifications I will respond by jokingly asking, "Does this mean I have to wear pants?" Once, I accidentally hit reply all and everybody agreed that it was not necessary for me to wear pants. Some expressed a mild disappointment that they were required to wear them, however. If you have any step siblings, I could see this Zoom going in a whole other direction. You not wearing any pants, step bruh? Sounds like a reasonable suggestion to me, lol. Username checks out. Today I fucked up by being very high at the death of my grandmother. This happened yesterday and this is the first opportunity I've had to write this post. I apologize for mobile formatting. First, a little backstory. I am currently on a meal plan, but once per week I allow myself a cheat meal and some cheat weed. About 2 days ago my grandmother, who is in a nursing home, was given a week to live. Through COVID regulations my grandfather said goodbye in full PPE. I assumed that was it. I am staying at my parents' house for the week to help with the process. Yesterday I went during my lunch break and bought 200 milligrams worth of gummy edibles, eating a few before going back to work. Right before leaving work I go to the bathroom and eat the rest. My co-worker and I carpool, so I wasn't worried about driving high. I'm in my parents' guest room starting to get pretty baked and I'm ordering Papa John's. This is when it starts to go down. I'm laying there watching the episode before the Mandalorian season finale so that I can watch the season finale baked and fat. Then there's a knock on my door. Now this was the type of knock that you know was delivered by a fist that is attached to a body that has bad news to deliver. I open the door and on the other side is my crying mom. Now I wasn't expecting a car behind door number 1, but my crying mom is not something I was expecting to deal with so high. She explains to me that my grandmother is about to die and we are going to the nursing home to say goodbye and for the priest to conduct last rites. My mom is really against weed, so sorry I'm baked is out of the question, so all I can come up with is I have to wait for this pizza. And my mum looked pretty shocked and I knew it's because that was a nice cold thing to say, but I also knew I had no business being involved in this so high. She said be ready in 10 minutes and I gave myself a pep talk in the mirror. I sat quietly in the back seat of the car the whole way there. The nursing home is getting me into this protective jumpsuit thing and it tickled. Being high I started giggling. At this point I am an adult man giggling like a schoolgirl while everyone is crying. I think it's worth noting the nurse helping me is ridiculously pretty. I clearly remember saying hi, so do you have to put a lot of these suits on people's hair? Once the priest was done I stood there, the type of high where you can't even focus and everything feels like a color explosion as I watch the last bit of life escape my dear grandmother. It was one of the most intense experiences of my life. I don't remember breathing for the entirety of the experience. After that we sat in silence the car ride home. I took a shower and had a sad yank and went to bed. Too long, didn't read, took a bunch of edibles and watched my grandma die. Dude, I know you think everyone thinks you were high, but the staff knows everybody acts different during grief, and your parents were wrapped up in their own grief. It is okay. I'm sorry it was extra bad having to deal with the guilt of being high, and the death. I don't know your grandmother, but personally, I'd much rather my loved ones be high and not sad when I die. Jacking off after watching grandma die. Mad respect. Many people have completely awkward responses to death. That said, I can't imagine how uncomfortable that must have been for you. Talk about bad timing. Sounds like your grandmother was someone you were close to. I wish you well in your grief. Don't feel bad about this incident. There was no way to foresee this event. My dad and I used to take the Lifetime fitness class at the local college together. It was like having a personal trainer and full gym access for hecka cheap. Really fun people too. Well, I got a stomach bug and stayed home one day, decided to smoke some weed and wallow in my misery. I was living with my parents, was 20th, and my mom got a call. My dad collapsed in class and they were taking him by ambulance to the hospital. My mom and I go there to meet him and the doctor informs us that they were still trying to resuscitate him. I do the math and that means my dad has been having CPR for about 25 minutes. I look at my mom and she is clueless. He couldn't be resuscitated. I held my mom as she sobbed while desperately trying to not shit myself. Stomach bug cannot be willed away. Eventually had to go destroyed the bathroom. Was still a bit high.